This one's for all the haters out there. All of those who think it's cool to sit back in the safety of their mother's basement, make clips of my videos, and talk shit about me out there on the internet. You little have no idea the life I've lived. 41 years working professionally with horses, 30 of those spent as a remote wilderness guide. I did it on a daily basis that would make you bitches piss yourself. I stood down 9 grizzly bear charges in my life, 5 black bear charges. And I once stepped up and stuffed an 8-foot Tom Cougar square in the mug with my walking stick to save one of my dogs. I watched 17 horses lose their lives out there. I lost 3 good friends. And I've held the lifeless body of my best friend in my arms. I've heard my own bones snap. I've stitched my body twice myself. And I've felt the searing heat of a hot brand.
You think you're a badass? Meet this guy whose name I don't know, but he goes by helping horses heal. That sounds pretty positive. It sounds like he's healing folks. But yo, all you softies out there, have you heard your bones break? Yo, have you stuck your walking stick in the face of an effing, was it a bear, a cougar, something to save your dog's life? Yo, have you had the heat of a brand on your effing chest, or are you just a softie? Sounds a lot like Sam Elliott, but he's definitely the real life version. But he's up in Canada, and all those harsh words he had for those trolls that like to make disparaging videos about him, he had enough of it until he came back and apologized. Watch.
You can see my neighbor in the background there again, young calf moose, here having breakfast in the yard. Well, folks, this is the time that I want to apologize to all of you. Those of you who watched my recent spout off where I allowed myself to be offended by the trolls out there and to step up, chest out, start pounding on it like I used to do and make a horrible mistake. Nothing I said was untrue or a lie. I lived the life I said I did, but I didn't need to take that boastful stance. And by doing that, I stepped out of character.
Yo, listen, I'm still saying wow, and I've seen these videos already. He went from the boastful stance to apologizing for the boastful stance. He's reeling me back in. Maybe those stories he's talking about are all true, and you might want to have this guy next to you in the wilderness before a bear attacks you. You guys know how I feel about bears. But then again, though, he then talks about the government, though. This guy's sending me back and forth. There's more.
Well, howdy. I hope you had a good day. Mine was long and hard, just like usual. And you know, after a long, hard day, a good brisk scrub down feels good. And that's what this country needs right now. A good brisk scrub down, right from the top down to the bottom. Because the closer I look, all I see is deception, greed, lies, right from municipal government right to the top.
Yo, sometimes you need a good snow scrub down. It exfoliates and it protects you from the elements. I don't know. Give it a try. Let me know how it works. But again, as I said, he's helping horses heal. This is one of those horses. Maybe this is where he lands on his political opinions. Again, he's Canadian. So let's check out this image here of maybe one of his horses. At least it's something he has control over, but he definitely wants folks to know this. F. Trudeau, of course, with the that nice Canadian leaf there on the side. It's a nice look. But again, last back and forth. We've gone up, we've gone down, and back up again. Here's the last thing when he's talking about the First Nations people of Canada. This is great.
Folks, you see this eagle feather? It represents my free spirit. It was given to me during my adoption ceremony into the Blackfoot Nation here in southern Alberta. This feather means a lot to me, and so do the First Nations people of Canada and the US. I've spent my entire life living with and working with the First Nations people, and it's because of my love and respect for each and every one of you that I'm standing here right now. We stand at the beginning of another trail of tears, people. If you're not familiar with the Trail of Tears, between 1830 and 1850 in the United States, the government systematically attacked the rights and freedoms of what they called the 5 civilized nations.
Well, there's that too, Jess. Listen, I may have to go follow this guy because I'm not undecided. I would just like to see more. What's your thoughts here?
This is my John Wayne. Love this man. Everything about this man's great. You know those interesting man alive commercials? He's the most interesting man alive. We need this guy to replace him. Undoubtedly. Far more interesting. Also, his staged video where he pulls up and he's like, howdy. Like, he had to put the phone there in advance. But a much better staged video than DeSantis and Brian having a little catch on Fox News by a lot. And instead of talking about substance, he actually gave us substance. Make America Canada. I love this man. He should run for president here.
You guys know that we started with another Burbank video. We just might see some. Maybe you have a rant with horses, or maybe there's a big moose right behind you. She's back out in nature. Don't sleep on the Burbank videos, considering this guy's definitely the authentic version. And you know what? Sometimes when you think about this stuff, this is what's funny to me. And I always think about it, I'm glad you pointed it out. He had to set the camera up again, like on a phone or something, maybe his iPad. But he set it up a camera in the snow to be a real mountain man, scrubbing in the snow. Which still, I'll buy it. I'm still gonna buy it. I mean, I'm gonna go find him. What is it? Helping horses heal. Let's go blow this guy up if he hasn't blown up already.